I made all these interiors. And today I will show you how to make this interior under 30 minutes. Let's go, let's make coolest interior. Shift A, let's add a plane, set dimensions 6 by 6 and apply rotation scale. Select 3 edges for walls extruded on Z-axis for 3.1 meters and separate selection with Ctrl P. Let's add a window. Okay, I won't be commenting everything I do. You can see what I press. So let's add some loop cuts with Ctrl R and extrude the face. And delete the face. Next, select edges and extrude it and scale it on that axis. We are making some place for curtains. Extrude again and again, and extrude it again. Let's select these faces, Shift D to duplicate, scale it, and with Alt E, extrude it. And let's press offset even. Now let's select the face, Shift D to duplicate, and separate selection with Ctrl P. Make sure to enable snap mode vertices and let's snap this edge. Extrude it and move it and scale it a bit. I prepared some panels. Actually, yeah, these just extruded planes with sub-D modifier. Let's add a cube. Let's make cabinet. Snap it to a vert. And let's move this face a bit. Let's duplicate a face and Ctrl P for separate selection. Add some loop cuts with Ctrl R. And delete some, move some, so we have not the same panels, not the same size, so we have some size variations. Let's Ctrl B bevel, loop cuts, and delete the faces and extrude them. And let's move our cabinet. Now let's select these faces, Shift D to duplicate, Ctrl P for separate selection, and let's move it a bit. So we have our cabinet and upper part of our walls a bit closer to our cabinet. Let's select top vertices and let's make it a bit smaller. Let's move it down. My idea is to make some small panels for the top. So extrude inside with Alt E. Now let's move the cursor to a face. I use machine tools for it. I'm actually using hardups and machine tools for modeling and for modifiers. I think this kind of workflow is much faster, not only for sci-fi or hard surface, but also for interiors. So for example, here, instead of going to modify a panel and adding modifier, an array modifier, then manually to increase numbers and sliders, you can just press Q, add array modifier, and automatically you can set everything. I think it saves time a lot. So here I am making these small panels. This is just a cube, scaled cube with bevel modifier, and I think weighted normals modifier. Select them and scale them a bit on that axis. And don't apply rotation scale because it will crack our array modifier. Let's select bottom edges, Shift D and Control P for separate selection. Let's apply rotation scale and convert to SMP path with crown molding tools. I love this tool. I use it all the time for walls, for ceilings, for anything. Let's duplicate it and change and mirror it on that axis. Super simple, and it adds a lot of details, you know. Now let's make a ceiling. Here I play with mirroring direction and scale. Now let's move it so it fits right our room. Let's add a plane as our ceiling. Let's make ceiling crown a bit bigger. And move it up. Let's scale our cabinet. Let's add a camera. Make sure rotation X is 90 degrees and for rotation on Y and Z 0, and locate it on Z axis 1.2 meters. And let's make focal length 45 millimeters. And let's just move it by pressing G and double Z. So we have the right view. Let's move the top face of a cabinet. Let's turn on cavity. Move the window part a bit lower. I think it will look much better like this. Let's import the curtains. Curtains are from interior scenes, which are actually now included in the interior models best collection. We're running crazy sale, crazy discount, crazy deal. So all of these models I use in this scene are included. And right now there are crazy bonuses like the car, all interior scenes, not just models, and some TV walls, some kitchen sets. It's one-time deal, one-time payment. I suggest you just to check it out. Let's import the carpet. Let's check which bed can we use. All these beds are from interior models. Let's add this bed, Amadeus Catalan Italia. Italiano. Beautiful bed. Beautiful. And let's scale the carpet. And apply rotation scale, of course. Always. Let's add a table. Move it next to the bed. Let's move the bed a bit. And let's add one more table. Now let's make some panels for a wall. To have more details, let's select the wall face. Let's duplicate it. Move the bottom edge and right edge. Snap with Control. Make sure you have a snap mode enabled. Let's add 2 loop cuts and scale it on X. So we have right symmetry for our panels. And add 1 more loop cut. Now let's select edges, Ctrl B bevel them, and delete these faces. Now let's extrude it. Check the face orientation. Okay, it's all right. Now let's select front faces, duplicate with Shift D. And let's insert them. And delete faces. Let's use crown molding tools again. And let's make panels with it. Simple, very simple. Let's mirror on, oh yeah, like this. make them smaller. Now we have it. Beautiful. I'm not sure why there are more than one panel, so just fix it. Delete not needed panels. I'm not sure what happened here, but we're Blender artists. Sometimes we need to fix things. Nice. And it's ready. Beautiful. Let's bevel it and apply weighted normals with hard ups. But you can use just standard modifiers, just bevel modifier and weighted normals. Now let's go with lighting. I use AGX color management. For the lighting, I will use HDR. I like to use this one specific HDR. It's called Overcast Soil in 4K. And let's make it let's rotate it 120 degrees and saturation decrease to 0. And for strength, I use 10. Well, we actually need to add one wall. We forgot it. Well, I forgot it. And so let's select the edge and let's extrude it on the Z-axis. For the camera, we need to make sure to have our clip start increased. And now it looks beautiful. Now let's add a sun. With strength 7. And let's use angle 1.1 degree. And let's play with rotation. Okay. You can play with rotation for a really long time. You can modify it later. Let's UV unwrap. Now let's add materials. I'll use materials from interior models. Let's add oak. Cube project again. And again. I'll add some for the floor. Let's use this dark floor from interior models too. Let's actually UV unwrap the floor and check the size. Is it all good? Yeah, I think it's good. Let's select the cabinet and let's make cabinets very rough. So decrease the roughness to 0.05, I would say. For walls and for panels, I'll use diffuse BSDF with simple white color and 0.5 roughness. Let's select all panels, ceiling, walls, and with Ctrl L, link the materials. Let's add a wall light. Make sure to put it in the center of a panel. For it, I'll use machine tools to set the 3D cursor to the center of a face. And now we can actually have it exactly on the middle of the face. Shift D. Let's apply a 3D cursor to that face and move it. Looking good. Let's add a lamp, a ceiling lamp. I'll say it again, all models are from Interior Models Furniture Collection. They're running crazy deal. Check them out. Let's add some decorations like this vase. Add a candle. Add a book, of course. Always use books. And I actually will use some Coast Monkey, also from Interior Models, and a coast for a window. Let's move curtains. Let's bevel and add a weighted normals. Same for cabinets. And let's add a chair. I'll use this EMS plastic chair. Okay. And I think it already looks great. Let's check it. Yeah. Let's play with the sun actually. Let's add oak material for the window part. Smart UV unwrap it. Let's add a bevel for windows. And Alt sharpen with hard ups to add a weighted normals. Let's check the face orientation. With Shift N, let's flip the normals. Let's go to render view. Let's play with sun again. Let's go for 4000 samples. I'll render it in 4K with color management AGX. Let's play with compositing nodes. Make sure you have denoising data enabled in the passes. Let's make compositor work with camera. Let's play with glare node, streaks, duplicate it, and use also for glow. And I think we are ready to render. Let's render it. For a post-processing in Photoshop, I use some smart filters, camera raw filters, curves, a lot, some more camera raw filters, and more camera raw filters with some grain, brightness, contrast, and that's it.